So this is your November love in general reading. So it's for like the 13th, 14th-ish to the end of November. Oh, excuse me. So this is a pick a pile. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the general message first. And then I'm going to show you the decks. So I will put the timestamps where the deck showing starts. So if you want to skip the general message, that's fine. I also put timestamps down there for each pile so that you can just skip to whatever you want to skip to. It's all good. It's on you, right? Remember, this is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate for you. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Don't try to make something fit if it doesn't. Also, the energies could be reversed. Also, this is not legally binding advice. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a licensed anything at this point. So, you know, if I give you advice, I am going to put a disclaimer, you know, down below or whatever. But I'm not, you know, I'm not a lawyer. This is not a supplement for professional advice or whatever, you know. So, just have to get that out the way. Okay. So, this is the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. I use this in all the piles for the themes. And I'm just gonna do a really quick general message. So, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Here and Now card. It is card number 32, which reduces to 5. 5 is a number of change, right? Change. And I also heard, like, conflict pointing to a need for change. So the girl on this card is being like forced to acknowledge exactly where she is now. If you see, she's sitting on top of this egg thing, and that's not what I'm talking about. But the flag is the relevant part. The red flag is the relevant part, and the red flag is hard to read from there and even from here because I have astigmatism, but it says you are here, right? So she is being forced to acknowledge where she is, right? All of her choices that have led her here. And as you can see, there are two signs pointing two different directions, right? Past, future. The universe is like, okay, so are we going to repeat the past? Are we gonna stay here? Are we gonna start moving? What are we doing? Where are we going? Let's figure it out and let's go somewhere, because being right here, you know, and it's not that being present is not working, but I feel like where there are things that are not working, you will be forced to acknowledge it. Now, if you have been cultivating and sowing for yourself something, you know, that is aligned with you, then you will also feel that, right? You'll feel that too. And if you haven't, then you'll feel that. And that's not to say, oh, you're a bad person, you're not doing the right thing for yourself. No, you're just getting redirected. We all make mistakes, blah, blah, blah. The best thing to do is, if you do experience some sort of shift this month, some sort of calling to go a different direction, go. Don't hesitate, because the universe is going to make you go anyway, so go. Because when you hesitate, that's when the chaos starts, right? That's when it starts. I feel like a lot of us are coming out of, you know, a very transformative period. Either that or we will be toward the end of this month. If you aren't coming out now, then you will be coming out. And any ideas, projects, anything that we've attempted to manifest, I feel like we're going to start seeing that. And not just things we've been attempting to manifest, but things we have been manifesting for ourselves, period. So that includes the positive and the negative. So wherever you've been focused, right, that's what you're gonna start seeing that, right? And again, if you're not getting the results that you want, that just means redirect yourself so that you can. The next card that we have is the Yang card. So that is about masculine energy. Yang energy is about doing, you know, going after things, Feminine energy is more, I'm flowing, right? And that's what we do during these retrogrades, right? We're flowing, but now these planets have gone direct, and it's like, okay, so what action are you going to take now? You've had a lot of time to evaluate, and again, the shadow periods are still evaluation periods, and we do have shadow periods both after Mercury retrograde and Mars retrograde. I would have to do a little research because I can't remember off the top of my head when the shadow periods end, but this is about, you know, getting your energy back, having the energy to go in the direction that you need to go, right? Having the courage to go into the direction that you need to go, right? I feel like for some of us, this is also about no longer being able to resist going in the direction that you need to go, right? There's something building up inside of you and you're gonna feel it, right? If there's dissatisfaction, if there's discontentment building in your life, that's just showing you where you need to redirect, right? And, you know, for some of us, we're gonna feel super called to do things. We're gonna feel super called to take action on things. And, you know, don't act impulsively, because Mars going direct does mean that if you've been suppressing things, it's gonna be like, wow, you know what I mean? Super crazy. Also with the new moon in Scorpio. But this is definitely about taking things into your own hands, taking the direction of your life into your own hands, right? And then going, right? Doing whatever you need to do. Taking your own life into your own hands, right? Taking your power back, and then doing what you need to do. Doing what you need to do. For those of you who, like I said, there will be karma. And some of you guys, this karma will be redirection and showing you, you know, some areas in your life where maybe you need to make different decisions. And for some of us, we will be receiving blessings, and some of us will be receiving both. And I feel like there's also a need, really evaluate what you're doing, how you're thinking, how you're being, the energy inside of you, the choices that you're making, what you're listening to, what you're consuming. Do they align with where you're trying to go? Because if not, stop. Go different direction. It's not working. Okay? So that's what I'm getting. The numbers, you might be seeing repeating 5s, 1s, 7s, 4s, 2s, 3s. That's a lot of numbers, I know. But like 1111, 444, I think 123 might be more common for you guys to see than 1111, because 1111 didn't resonate as strongly. 555, 737, 747, right? 747, 737 is one of those. One of those means live your truth, speak your truth, right? Going back to the same thing. It's time to live authentically, you guys, and that's what we're going to be doing, whether you like it or not. So that's not a bad thing to me. I'm excited. How about you guys? Oh, also, if you've been attempting to manifest things, now that the planets are going direct, you will see that movement, you know, start again. If things have been feeling stagnant, start to move again. So yeah, that is all I'm getting right now. So now I'm just gonna go right into the piles, right? Because that's what we're here for. What am I doing? Oh, so yeah, that's straight. I'm just gonna show you the oracle decks basically that I used for each of the piles. There are 5 piles total. And if the deck resonates with you, then that's the pile that you should go to. If more than one deck resonates with you, that's also fine. Maybe you'll be cross-watching for somebody that you're involved with, who knows. But it's okay if more than one thing resonates. And if nothing resonates, don't try to make it resonate, because it's probably not supposed to. So this is the energy oracle. This is for pile number 1, the energy oracle. Okay. Pile number 2 is the Alice in Wonderland oracle. So this is pile number 2, Alice in Wonderland oracle. Pile number 3 is the Faerytale Oracle. Pile number 4 is the Raven's Wand Oracle. And pile number 5 is Lay Vampires. Sorry if I butchered it. I don't know how to un-Americanize it. But that is the deck for pile number 5. Okay, let's start with pile number 1. Let's go. So, your theme card for pile number 1, we have, for all the theme cards, I use the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, by the way. All the decks will be down in the description. So we have a change in the wind. Oops, didn't mean to do that. But we have a change in the wind, and I feel like a lot of you have been being called or feeling, you know, slightly pulled, even if you weren't paying attention to it, to head a certain direction or to go a different direction than what you're already going. Or to maybe make a choice that veers off the path that you've taken for yourself thus far, or veers away from certain ideals or standards or rules or whatever that you set for yourself so far. But I feel like actually making this change will bring a lot of harmony, and I feel like you will or do feel that. Like, you will feel that soon if you don't feel that right now. I feel like this is about, you know, I feel like you guys know what direction you're supposed to go, but this is about, you know, taking those steps, tying up any loose ends in one area so you can go to the other one, whatever you need to do. This is about doing what you need to do so you can take that step and move in the correct direction, or in the direction that you know will bring you the most happiness and harmony. I feel like this is about listening to your intuition a lot too. I feel like you're allowing your intuition to guide you in terms of how to go in this new direction, or, you know, what the direction is, and not being, sorry about that, I got a phone call. But so yeah, this is about, if you have been being stubborn, you're not doing that anymore, or you will not be able to do that. Like, something is going to make you, like, change directions, like, regardless. Like, you see in the 6 of Swords card, he has, like, literal, like, fire under the table. It's, like, giving me that energy of, like, lighting, what do people say, light a firecracker in your, what is it, like, light a fire, you know, put a firecracker in your ass or whatever. When people are like, you know, basically put a fire under you would make you move fast or whatever. So like I said, if you haven't been stubborn, I feel like that is going to come to an end. Either way, you will be changing directions in whatever direction that you do end up going by the end of this month. Really, I feel within the next week or so will bring you harmony, but I feel like it might take some work. Like, it might not be the easiest path. Like, you might have to uproot, literally, like, uproot yourself, uproot something to go this direction. You might have to start over. Okay, so your tarot cards. So we have the 6 of Swords, we have Lady of Cups, we have the Moon, we have Lord of Pentacles, we have Dreamer of Cups, we have the Ouroboros, I don't know if I pronounced that right, we have Spirit of Swords, and 5 of Wands, reverse. Okay, so this is about, I feel like I said, like, you know what direction you need to go into, but this is about strategizing, like figuring out the right time to make your move, figuring out how to make your move, you know, like the logistics, right? Tying up any loose ends before you make your move. I feel like you will have a lot of like urge and passion to make this directional change, even if you're not feeling it at this very moment. But I definitely feel like you will feel that like build inside of you. It's important not to be impulsive, you know, still definitely listen to your intuition about when to move, about how to move, right? Don't be impulsive, because, you know, this dude's playing, what is this, chess? Chess is a game of strategy. It's not a game of just, you know, like Call of Duty, just, you know, point, shoot. Well, Call of Duty could be a game of strategy too, so don't get offended or whatever. I just don't know anything about that because I play Sims. Like, I don't know anything about that. But yeah, either way, I feel like you're just trying to figure out the best strategy. I feel like you're you know, you're finishing up any details that you feel like you need to have detailed before you do what you're gonna do. You may have to be sneaky or like very calculating about how you go about doing this. With this Lady of Cups standing here, there could be somebody, a mother figure, or just maybe a water sign, like Cancer, Pisces, Libra, Aries. Or Scorpio, maybe, who's like standing in your way, or who you have to go around or get past to do this. If this is about a love interest, you will be pursuing someone this month. Maybe you were attempting to suppress your feelings for this person or put off on being with them, or just you were trying to ignore how you felt about them altogether. That's not gonna work anymore. This could also, you know, it's definitely not about love for everybody. This could be about a job for some of you. Maybe you were working in a place that requires you, or doing a job that, or working with somebody, or maybe even your romantic partner was your business partner. Or you were with somebody romantically, but it was really more for business purposes. I feel like you might have been doing something that required you to wear a mask, or that required you to be inauthentic or dishonest with yourself, and I feel like that's coming to an end. You're not doing that anymore. I feel like I'm just getting this heavy energy of you're listening to your intuition. You're flowing, like your emotions are flowing, so like you're not going to, it's not like King of Swords energy, it's like, you know, Queen of Cups energy. And then out here with the Lord of Pentacles, I feel like even though it is emotional energy, I feel like it's gonna rush up, but then it's gonna like ground itself. Like maybe for a while you felt something inside of you, and now you're able to actually like ground yourself and kind of place, okay, what is it? Now I know what I'm feeling, da 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 da, you know? And I feel like, you know, a lot of what's coming up has to do with the moon. I'm not saying it's because of the moon. I'm saying the moon and the other transits are bringing things out of you that were already there. I feel like the decision that you're making might require you to uproot something completely, because like you see in this card, there's a whole house like in the water. This person had to be like it uprooted like a whole foundation, something that was established and built and you know, finalized. and that foundation could be a way of thinking. It could be some sort of energetic cycle that you're in. It could be a relationship. It could be a way your family does things. It's just something that had to come up because it was no longer serving you, right? It was no longer serving you. And I feel like there may be someone doing energy work to stop you. And maybe you do something to combat that with candles, for example. And if somebody has been doing that, I feel like the full moon, it's not a full moon, it's a new moon. The new moon is going to wash away just a lot of things that were not serving you. It's going to wash away false masks. It's going to wash away, you know, any dishonest things that you've been saying to yourself. Like if you've been trying to convince yourself of one thing when you know deep down it's another, then, you know, you're just going to discover all that. This is about living authentically and making the choices so that you can truly live authentically, right? I'm feeling something with your throat chakras, heart chakras, crown chakras. So or maybe not crown, maybe third eye. Okay. So I feel like this is about like living authentically, but also speaking your truth. So again, if this is a love situation, you might be confessing some feelings for somebody. Maybe you can no longer hold them back. Or if you were with somebody and that person is not really like who you want to be with, maybe you can no longer hold that back, hold that truth back from that person. And I feel like this is also about listening to your intuitions, about awakening, right? Awakening to yourself and to the truth. And no longer being able to blind yourself to what's real, right? That's what I'm getting, okay? So, yeah, and the moon, the card on the number on the moon, I think this is an 18 if I'm not mistaken. It's like an X, a V, and 3 eyes. So I think that's an 18. And 18 reduces to 9, and 9 again is like ending energy. So I'm not getting so much ending as like uprooting energy. And I know 9 also can signify spiritual awakening. So maybe it's uprooting and awakening energy. Like uprooting things that are not serving you and awakening to that truth, and then, you know, all that good stuff. I feel like you may realize that your emotional world is not where you need it to be, or maybe where you want it to be. And you may be, through these realizations, you find healing. Through feeling these things that you may not have been letting yourself feel before, you're finding healing. You might be working on balancing those feminine and masculine energies. Maybe your masculine energy was too in the forefront, to the point where it was bordering on toxic or dark masculinity. Or maybe it was just too much masculine energy, too much rationalizing, too much trying to control things, not enough flowing and feeling. You might have had issues with vulnerability before. And maybe you're attempting to work on that, like work on your emotional maturity. And I feel like something about making your own rules is healing for you. Something about making a new set of rules, doing things differently, and telling everyone, like, this is how I'm doing it, and not letting people, not letting it be the other way around, not letting other people dictate how you do things. I feel like that's also, like, healing for you. If this is a love situation, I feel like you guys may be two different ethnicities. Like, somebody's like Middle Eastern, Indian, Arabian. I don't know much geography, but somebody could be like Middle Eastern, like they could have like a sharper nose, or like those facial features, or they have some sort of ancestry from like Egypt or something, the Middle East, something like that. And then someone else is just from somewhere different. This could also be like two people who are in two different places spiritually, or have different spiritual beliefs. Yeah, I feel like you're just, the rest of this November is about dropping things that are not serving you, ways of thinking, any pain that you may be holding on to, just internally and externally. Things are being removed from your life that have, reached their due date. Yeah, I feel like, you know, something is coming full circle, or multiple things are coming full circle, and you're seeing that now. You're being forced to address yourself, the cycles that you're in, and as well as like the people in your life. And then you're taking the steps to cut things out and to take the action that's needed to be taken. And I feel like you're gaining clarity, like, on just what needs to happen. Like, this is like, you were kind of clear, but this is like being crystal clear and then taking the actions needed. Like there's no more internal conflict. And the reading basically ends with you taking action. And if you don't take action at the end of November, it's like beginning December-ish. So remember, time is fluid. But I feel like once you've moved everything out of your way, like, you take action when you've basically tied up any loose ends. Basically, if there was stuff in your way before, you basically fix that. Sorry. Okay. So that's all I have for your tarot cards. I feel like it kind of ends in like an ambiguous-ish place. But whatever. So I'm gonna move on to your oracles. So you have rest and rejuvenation. You have healer of the ages. You have action reverse. You have the sun. And the thinking woman reverse. So I feel like this is about, so this is your guidance, right? I feel like this is about, the rest and rejuvenation card is about taking the time, again, to strategize, to meditate on what needs to be done to clear your energy, to clear out things that are no longer serving you, with 1 and 9, 1 being new beginnings, 9 being endings, 1 and 9 reducing to 10, which is like endings and new beginnings. It's like a complete cycle. So I feel like there's a need for you to close out this cycle that you're in. Do what you need to do there. Do whatever healing you need to do. I feel like healing needs to happen first before action can be taken, and I feel like clarity needs to be had before action can be taken. So that's why the action card is here in reverse, but then it ends. But then it ends with like the sun, and then the last card is the thinking woman reverse. So this is like, don't take, like, you're taking time, you're meditating on what to do, how to do it, tying up any loose ends, healing yourself, right? Like preparing for this step that you're going to take, and then you're doing it once you have clarity, and then like it ends with the thinking woman because you're no longer thinking, you're doing, right? And this could also have to do with you, like, dropping someone once you figure out how to do it, or letting go of a feminine figure once you figure out how to do it. Like leaving this person in the past. I feel like even if your actions don't bring immediate like external results, they will bring immediate internal results. Like it'll feel like, oh, I can breathe. You know what I mean? And the reason that you're being guided to, you know, don't just be impulsive, take action before you're healed, before things are set correctly, is because, well, 17 reduces to 8, so I'm interpreting that like if you take action from an unbalanced place, it's going to come back from an unbalanced, like it's going to come back unbalanced. If you take action from an unhealed place, you know what I mean, like, you know, so on and so forth. But that's all I'm getting for pile number 1. So I'm going to move on to pile number 2 now. Hopefully that was helpful. So pile number 2, again, pile number 2 was this one, the Alice in Wonderland Oracle. So let's see. So your themes, I said themes, your themes, their theme cards, we have new life and we have community. Something about the 13th may have been significant for you, by the way. But so I feel like it's about feeling reborn. I feel like or feeling rejuvenated. If you, it's like things have hit a reset or something like that. There was stagnancy, you'll see things start to move. I feel like you may have been in a period of rest or of being, or in a pause of some sort. And I feel like you're coming out of that and you have the energy to do the things that you need to do. Like if you were feeling low energy before, if there are blockages, I feel like those are, you know, they're clearing or they're cleared. And I feel like with this new energy will come a lot of support that you might not have felt before. So if you have been attempting to manifest your tribe or just support in general, if you've been needing help emotionally or just otherwise, I feel like you're going to have that support. If you are a business owner, I feel like this could be about you getting that support for your business that you need. Yeah, I feel like this is just new beginnings and new energy, like refreshing energy, the end of stagnancy, or the beginning of the end of that stagnancy. Like you're gonna start to see things pick up. Coming out of a period of not feeling supported or feeling isolated. I feel like you're just gonna feel rejuvenated and supported. And refreshed. I'm seeing something about the sacral and the solar plexus. Maybe these chakras will be unblocking, or you'll be unblocking them. I feel like if you've been feeling blockages in these chakras, they'll be unblocked. But yeah, so I'm gonna move on to the tarot cards. So we have Four of Coins reverse. We have the Tower. We have Nine of Cups. We have Queen of Coins. We have Eight of Wands. We have Ace of Cups. And the Wheel of Fortune. So this already just looks to be a super positive reading. I feel like this group has been doing a lot of healing. I feel like you've been just working on those chakras, period. But definitely been working on your heart chakra. And your solar plexus. And for some of you, your root. But anyway. So yeah, okay, so I feel like the Four of Coins reverse is about you have been doing the work, and maybe like during this part of the month, maybe you're like, you know, finishing it up or whatever, putting some finishing touches on that shit. But basically, you have been releasing and will release, you know, basically you released energies that were blocking you. energies, cycles, ways of thinking, but I'm feeling a lot of internal energies, especially, that were blocking you from receiving the abundance that you wanted to receive, or that was meant for you to receive. Because I feel like it's not even that you didn't earn this abundance. And it's like, you're like, okay, I'm ready to allow happiness in, and you do, right? And then the Tower being here is like the end to stagnancy. If you see in this deck, the Devil is falling out of the Tower. So I feel like the Devil energy, if there was any Devil energy in your life, like such as like just cycles, negative emotions that you were feeling, negative situations that you were in, I feel like the universe comes in and they're like, okay, you're ready to receive your blessings, boom, and they just slap you with that shit, you know what I'm saying, like knock you the fuck out. And I feel like it feels very empowering. Right after the Tower is the Nine of Cups, so this is about like satisfaction, right, like contentedness, feeling happy, feeling safe, right? So for some of you, this could be about your career. So maybe you're feeling more monetarily stable. Maybe that monetary stability comes in that you've been looking for, or that you've been working toward. If not, I just feel like this is emotional stability period. Maybe your relationships are stabilizing. But I don't feel like a lot of relationship energy in this reading, so I don't feel like that is like your focus, or that's like a big, super big energy coming in for you. I feel like this is more about friends, business, like career, internal stability and harmony, right? Some of you may be in a relationship, but I don't feel like that's like where the big shift is happening. So then we have the Queen of Coins. Yeah, I feel like this is about, I feel like the Queen of Coins is about abundance, you know, because right when I was about to say that, the Empress came out, right? So it's about abundance. It's about having that abundance that you've been working toward, getting that abundance. Maybe you feel like you've been working towards something, and it's taken like a while to get here. Well, I feel like now that stagnant energy is finally like leaving, the blockages are leaving. So you can receive that, and that's not, you know, it's not without your own internal work that you're getting here, right? And I feel like it's moving really fast. Like, it's like the Tower comes in, then you have, you know, contentedness and in abundance and like fast motion, and then followed by the Ace of Cups, the Eight of Wands, followed by the Ace of Cups. So I feel like this is blessing just hitting you, right? I'm seeing a lot of this in terms of like money, business, stability. Sorry, I saw like extra emphasis on money, but like stability period. And I feel like it's gonna feel like super empowering. Yeah, I feel like this is like what what you've been wishing for. Like, you see this girl is reaching for this cup that's being handed to her by the divine. I feel like it's finally in reach. She can see it and she's about to grab it, and then bam, Wheel of Fortune. You see this person, the Wheel of Fortune, they have all the elements. They have the swords, they have the cups, they have the coins, they have the wands, right? They are completely like in power. Like, they've mastered something, right? They've mastered their internal energies. They've mastered something. There's something that you guys have mastered, and it's resulting in some beautiful karma. And now going back to this community card, maybe it's not just about being supported by people around you, but maybe just feeling supported by the divine, right? Maybe that's what that's about. And then the community card has the number 8 on it, and 8 is a number of karma. What goes around comes around. So I feel like this is karma for you. And then the new life card is 39, so that reduces to 12, which reduces to 3. The number 3 is harmony, so I feel like this is harmony coming in because you have earned it, right? Blessings coming in because you have earned it. That was really short. That's fine though. But that's literally all I'm getting. Yeah, that's really like all I'm getting. For signs, I'm getting like Libra, Leo, Cappy, like Capricorn. Cancer, Gemini, and maybe Sagittarius. That's what I'm hearing in Virgo. But if it's Virgo, it's in the rising sign. But yeah. Okay. Moving on to your oracle cards. So we have follow your own good advice. We have all must have prizes. But this is reversed. I feel that this is reversed. Almost have prizes reversed. We have never jam today reverse. We have uncertainty upright. We have no need to fear upright. We have follow the white rabbit upright, and the right way upright. So this month, this is about trusting yourself, right? And people are trying to speak doubts into whatever you have going on, business-wise, whatever. Don't listen to them. Trust yourself in this situation. The all must have prizes card is about people pleasing. So that being reversed, again, is about trusting yourself, not worrying about what other people are thinking. Trusting yourself, right? And not trying to do what's best for everyone else, but doing what's best for you, right? So remember, as you're receiving this abundance, don't try to, if it's money, all must not have prizes. Everybody doesn't need it, right? People might come to you, they might start asking, trying to latch on to you, whatever, because they see you getting stuff that they want, and now they have use for you or whatever. Be discerning, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you will be getting a lot of support, but know who's actually trying to support you and who's trying to benefit, just strictly benefit off of your gains and your hard work, right? So The Never Jam Today the Never Jam Today card is number 35, which reduces to 8. It's reverse. It's about promises that never came to be, empty words, not living in the now. I feel like this is not necessarily that in particular, but it's more like you've been working towards something, you haven't been seeing the results. If you've been attempting to manifest something or pray for something, you haven't been seeing the results, then that's coming to an end, with the 35 reducing to an 8 and 8 being like karma. All the abundance that was promised to you, the rewards, whatever, they're coming in now. Like, if you've been feeling like, why am I not getting it or whatever, then, this is just like confirmation. The uncertainty card next to the no need to fear, I feel like you guys may be making really big leaps, but don't, believe in yourself this whole time. That's the most important thing. Believe in yourself, believe in your abilities, right? Don't let other people place uncertainty on you either, right? Uncertainty card says choose who you will become. So don't let other people choose or tell you who you're becoming, or choose who you will become, right? And I feel like this is also about seeing like you have the power to become whatever you want to become. No need to fear. Like, trust yourself, right? I feel like the Follow the White Rabbit card is about getting opportunities presented to you and having the courage to go after them, to pursue them, not caring about what other people think or are saying or may think or whatever, or how it will affect them. Worrying about yourself. I'm not saying go around stepping on people and it's fine. No, I'm saying this month, as your abundance is pouring in, remember what you had to do to get it, right? You had to focus on yourself. You couldn't be worried about Johnny and his problems, or taking on your boyfriend's problems, or taking on your best friend's problems, trying to fix everything for everybody else, trying to make everybody else happy when you yourself are not balanced, right? You had to focus on balancing yourself out, focus on healing yourself, keeping yourself healed, keeping yourself happy and healthy, right? So keep doing that, right? Keep that same energy. Don't stop just because you've gotten, you've made some progress, right? Don't digress or regress, whatever it is. And if you have any bright ideas this month, do it. I feel like you will be supported, so just do it, right? If you want to start a business, if you want to change jobs, if you want to, if you have an idea for your business, if you want to start, say you're a tarot reader and you want to start a YouTube channel, like whatever, like do it, right? And just remember what you've learned. Remember how to, so we know that if we create things or if we start things from an unstable place, they will be unstable, right? If we start things from a feeling of lack, they will not necessarily manifest the way that we want them to. So just like Remember the things that you learned. Don't overdo it. Don't overwork yourself. Remember the things that you learned about people. Not everyone's your friend, right? Keep all those lessons in mind as you're going forward. So like this crown is yours regardless, right? You're gonna get the crown. It's yours. The crown is yours. It's yours. The throne is yours. The crown is yours. But, not but, the crown is yours. Just remember, you know, like, even as you sit on that throne, even as you wear that crown, don't forget the lessons that brought you here, that allowed you to get here, right? Don't forget all that you've learned, you know? You're smarter, especially regarding people now. So, you know, keep that in mind. Don't let people walk all over you. Don't let people use you. Just be discerning, period, right? So that's what I'm getting. That's for pile number 2. I'm moving on to pile number 3 now. Pile number 3 was, oh, excuse me, the Faerytale Oracle. Okay, so yeah. So your theme cards, we have okay. So I feel like this is about no longer just like imagining where I want to be, imagining how I want to feel, imagining how, you know, how healed I want to be, da da da. But actually, like, doing the things that I need to do, right? Actually, like, introspecting, because there's a difference between, like, oh, I know that I'm sad and I want to feel happy and da, 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 but you're not, like, there's a difference between introspecting and, like, shallowly addressing yourself, if that makes sense. Okay. I feel like you might have been spending too long in this dream state, right? Like this state of not really, of kind of glazing over things that need to be addressed. This state of maybe not being real with yourself. And I feel like the rest of November is about really, really taking a hard look at yourself, because maybe you haven't been. Maybe your ideals of yourself aren't really like who you are, right? Or maybe your ideals of yourself and who you are like really far apart, but your ideals are where you want to be, so you have to figure out like why, you know. Or maybe you thought you were aligned and you're not. Like it turns out that that's not the case. Like you thought you were aligned with the path that you wanted to be on, or with the right people, and then you kind of figure out that maybe that was not the truth, right? And now you're trying to figure out why didn't I see that earlier? Or why am I doing this? Why am I continuing down this path that I know is not serving me? I feel like this is just about the universe making you take a hard look at yourself. It's no longer allowing you to be like, la la, and skirt around the issue, right? Float around and pretend like everything's fine. No, they're not doing that anymore. So I feel like you're not listening to your intuition. There's a need for you to awaken, period, or to awaken to a truth, and you're not attempting to do that. I feel like you're keeping yourself confused. You're trying to keep yourself in a daze. It's a very like underdeveloped Pisces energy, and I'm just speaking from the perspective of someone who was once an underdeveloped Pisces moon, right? So you could be doing a lot of drinking and drugging, as my mom used to say. I'm not used to. She's not dead or anything, my bad. But, drinking and drugging, she just doesn't say it anymore because she realized that it was very annoying. But anyway, sorry. Like, maybe you're doing a lot of that. Maybe you're smoking a lot, maybe you're smoking a lot of gas, or you're smoking, period. I just don't feel like you're necessarily I just don't feel like you're addressing yourself, and I'm trying to figure out like why you're not doing that. And I guess you are too. I'm feeling Libra, Aries, Sagittarius, Pisces, maybe Leo in the 7th house. but for some reason you're not healing. And I feel like you might be like, why? Like, if you're getting like karma or stupid stuff keeps happening, you could be like, why is this happening? And it's like you're not really trying to figure it out, if that makes sense. Like, you're like, you know, why me? It's more like victim, like, why me, than like, why? You know what I mean? Like, why to actually figure some things out. It's more like a pity party. Why me? You know? I know I said that like 6 times, but I just, you know, had to tell you. And I feel like there's some need for you to shatter some sort of perceptual distortion that you have going on. There's something that you're choosing not to see clearly, and I'm trying to figure out why. Or maybe that's you trying to figure out why, and I just keep saying why. But there's something that you're not seeing clearly, and I feel like it's a lesson that you keep having to learn, and you might be like, why does this keep happening? Well, it's because there's something that you really, really need to address, and there's a need for you to shatter, like, that illusion, that or that lens that you've been viewing things through, because it's not helping you see clearly. I'm getting this sense of like rose-colored glasses or something. So this could be about a love situation. Maybe you're with someone who's not good for you, or you like someone who's not good for you, or you're pursuing someone who's not good for you, and you're like, why do they keep hurting me? And it's like, or why do I not feel okay? Why do I feel bad? Or maybe you've been wanting that person for a long time and you have them, and you're like, okay, so why am I not happy? But I feel like if this is in terms of relationship, you might be idealizing someone, or idealizing a relationship that's not really serving you anymore. Or you might be idealizing a person who is just not good for you, period. There's a sense of being ungrounded, right? This sense of being ungrounded and unbalanced. There's a need to work on your heart chakra, because I feel pain there. I'm almost done. I have like 2 piles after this. And I feel like okay. And I feel like there's a sense of like rose-colored glass shattering. Like somebody's literal like reality shattering, or their projections onto reality. I should say that. Their projections onto reality, their idea of what reality looked like, however they were coloring it, it's no longer, they're being forced. I feel like you guys are being forced to see something for what it is, to see somebody for what it is. Even if you have a family with this person. I feel like if this is about a love situation, I feel like it's toxic. Like, I feel like it's like both of you are kind of like not the best for each other. The only way to be together is for both of you to hurt in some way. That's not a good thing, okay? So if that applies to you, dip, right? You deserve better. We are loving ourselves all the rest of our lives. That's what we're doing. And I'm not saying that, you know, ooh, bitch, you need to love yourself. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that self-love is something that we're all working on every single day. We constantly, self-love is a choice. You constantly have to make choices that reflect that love for yourself, that unconditional love for yourself. There are times when I myself have to correct myself in my brain because I realize, you know, like sometimes I won't talk to myself appropriately, or sometimes, you know, I place conditions or stipulations on how, you know, when I choose to show myself compassion, right? You know, it's normal. It's fine. It's not, I'm not coming for you at all. I've gone through this myself. Believe me, I have a Cancer Venus, I have a Leo Sun, I have a Pisces Moon. So clearly I have a lot of problems. So, you know, I get it. And I'm sorry because it's not fun. It's really not. I think I forgot to show you guys the cards though. High Priestess reverse. 3 of Swords. 7 of Cups. 10 of Pentacles reverse. Knight of Swords. The Star reverse. 9 of Swords. Right? Okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, I feel like you might get hit with some clarity, like a reality check, and I feel like it might hurt. The Knight of Swords, I feel like he carries a sword, so in a way the Knight of Swords can come in, he can come rushing in carrying the truth, right? And on this card it kind of looks like blood was shed, right? So I feel like maybe he's coming with the truth and it hurts. You know, maybe the truth breaks your heart. You know, maybe the truth cuts deep, but it's necessary because we can no longer sit here. It's not good for you to, how do I explain this? To idealize something so much that you've convinced yourself that the situation is what you're thinking it is or what you're projecting onto it rather than what it is. So you've convinced yourself that you're comfortable with actually being uncomfortable. And I feel like this is a coping mechanism, and I'm telling you this because I've done it before. So sometimes when we're in a toxic relationship, we want so badly for things to work that we're telling ourselves in our head, no, they're a good person. They're, you know, this is, you know, like, this is fine, like, you know, everything's fine, we're good, like, we're good, you know, and you tell yourself that so many times, and it's like, okay, so who are you trying to convince at this point? Yourself? Clearly. So why do you have to convince yourself? You shouldn't have to convince yourself of something that's true. Right? How many times do you have to sit in the mirror crying, convincing yourself that this is okay? You shouldn't have to. That's what I'm saying. You deserve better. So get better, right? Get better for yourself. And I know it's going to hurt. And I'm not saying that it's going to be easy at all. But God wants better for you. The divine wants better for you. I want better for you. You subconsciously, deep down, feel like you should be happy. And I do too. So do it. Right? I feel like whatever realization you come to might leave you feeling guarded, anxious, closed off, right? Just remember, when you're learning these lessons, do your best to accept them with grace. Now, I know that's way easier said than done, because when people are fucking hurting you, you don't want to think, what did I learn from this? No, nobody wants to think that. It's annoying. It's so annoying. Like, it's annoying, right? Nobody wants to sit there and think, oh, well, yeah, this was a super negative situation and it was super painful, but let me just try to turn this into something positive real quick. Like, yeah, it was negative, but, you know, I mean, I guess some of us like to think that, but I'm saying for the most part, in that moment, right after, you know, right when things happen, you know, right when someone breaks your heart, you're not thinking, what did I learn? You know, that's not like most humans' automatic response. Most people will give themselves some time to cry, right? Some time to think, to feel, and then they'll be like, okay, now I can address my lessons. And that's fine. However you do it, it's fine. I'm not judging you. Definitely give yourself time to feel. Do not sit in those emotions, though. Do not throw yourself a pity party. Do not allow those emotions to control you, right? Don't compartmentalize those, right? Make sure you feel to heal, right? Feel to heal. Don't feel to sit in it. Don't feel to fester, right? Feel to heal. You may be feeling a lot of negative emotions, and those are super valid, right? Super, super, super valid. Whatever you're feeling is valid. It's just dealing with it in a healthy way. Make sure to deal with your experiences in the healthiest way you can. Not just healthy for yourself, but healthy for others as well, right? So, you know, and remember that even though it is hard, doing these things, using experiences like this to heal and to alchemize ourselves, and to, you know, instead of just taking it and just, you know, walking up and be like, I don't want to hear anymore, la la la, you know, it's way more helpful. And, you know, at first you might hit that point where you're like, I don't want to hear anymore, la la la, and I'm saying that's fine, but just make sure at some point you pick yourself up and you're like, okay, now what, right? Don't let this negative energy imprison you. Don't let your, you know, when, as you're realizing these things, as you're going through this, don't let negativity take over. Do your very, very best. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not going to say you're not going to have days when you feel kind of shitty or whatever. And that's fine. I'm not judging you. But just do your best. Like, don't get trapped, because the Nine of Swords in the Rider-Waite, I think it's Rider-Waite, or the Smith-Waite tarot, I think in one of them they're surrounded by swords, and I can't remember if that's the Eight of Swords or the Nine of Swords, but in both of them it's like a sense of being you know, being stuck, but it's all in your head, right? So I'm not saying your emotions are you know, all in your head, or the reason you're reacting the way you are is because it's all in your head. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, don't allow your mind to trap you as you're dealing with this, right? You might have some thoughts sometimes, like if this is about a relationship, you might be like, oh, I want to fuck that person up. Da, 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 da. No, we're not doing that. You might be thinking dark thoughts about yourself. Maybe you're thinking, why am I not good enough? Da, da, da. No, you are good enough. You're good enough for the people who are going to see that, right? Some people just, no matter what you do, you could juggle knives while dancing on hot coals. Come on, man. Anyway. You can juggle knives while dancing on hot coals and you know, and singing the alphabet backwards in Cantonese or something, and people are still gonna be like, you know, people who don't want to see that you're talented are gonna do that. People who don't want to see your worth are gonna do that. Like, that has nothing to do with you, period, right? Period. Other people's perception of you has nothing to fucking do with you. That's not your... Now, I'm not saying if you go up to somebody and you bully them every single day and they think that you're a bully, that has nothing to do with you. I'm not saying that. No. I'm saying you know what you've been doing. If you've been loyal as hell to your partner, you've been doing this, playing wife, playing hubby, whatever, and they still not seeing your worth. If you're at that job every single day, showing up, showing out, being enthusiastic even though you really don't care, you know, and they're still choosing not to see your worth, that's them. That's them. It's not you. It's not that you're not doing enough. That's not it. It's not it at all, right? So all I'm saying is, you know, as you're dealing with this, as you're processing it, really try to process, you know, if you're having those negative thoughts, where's that really coming from? Where's that really coming from, right? Maybe you have abandonment issues. Maybe you've had issues with insecurity in the past. And me too, that's fine. I get it, you know? But just, you know, make sure to address and process those thoughts in order to get them out instead of letting them turn into thought patterns and cycles in your head, right? Because the mind is very, very, very powerful. I'm seeing that it could bring up a lot of insecurities, just a lot of like emotions that maybe you weren't ready to face. And that's okay. And you are being asked to do your best to face it anyway. So that's all I have for that. I'm going to go on to these oracles. So we have the white snake, which is understanding. We have Rapunzel, liberation. We have Goldilocks, entitlement, reverse. We have Dawn, the golden haired, duty. We have Cinderella, magic, reverse. We have the poison apple, jealousy, reverse. And the wild swans, dedication. And so what I'm getting from this is that you, like I said, there's going to be some sort of reality check, some sort of truth might come to light, whatever it is, you're going to see things for what they are. You're going to have an understanding, right, within yourself. And that understanding will help to liberate you, right? But only if you allow it to, right? So we can have all the understandings that we want, but if we choose to still trap ourselves, because we can. Sometimes other people don't even trap us. Sometimes we trap ourselves. And that's not a criticism, because we all do it. Even people who claim to be spiritual workers and healers, we all do that sometimes. And healing is a constant, non-linear process, right? So I feel like whatever understanding you come to is going to help to liberate you from a trap that you probably didn't even know you were in, or from energy that is like, if you were to not be in that energy, you would it's like trying to think, say like I could only grow as tall as my house, right? Or I could only grow as big as the clothes that I own. So once I fit those clothes, I can't grow past that, right? So it's like your realization, it's like you realize that your clothes are, you're outgrowing your clothes and you buy new ones. So now that you're not being restricted by those clothes, you can grow. That probably wasn't the best example, but I think you got me. I think we're here. I hope we're here. And I'm also getting the energy that you may not want to, because this liberation, this Rapunzel card, the number is 2. And what I saw when I saw 2 was the 2 of Swords. And 2 of Swords is like, no, I don't want to see it. Like, I know what you just said, but I don't care. Like, no, you know what I mean? Don't do that, right? You see this girl, it kind of looks like she's looking in a mirror to me. So, the way that you allow that these revelations that you're getting to actually, push you toward healing rather than in the opposite direction is by being willing to introspect and being willing to look at yourself, right? And being willing to actually address things. Once you have the knowledge, don't just take the knowledge and just shut your ears and close your eyes and try to go to sleep. Take it and use it to move forward, right? This entitlement card being reversed. Again, this is about a relationship. If you felt entitled to someone or they felt entitled to you, that's no longer a thing. And this could also be about maybe you need to liberate yourself from that sense of feeling entitled to someone. Maybe you guys have a family together and you feel entitled to that person because you guys have a family together. Or maybe, you know, or maybe you feel a sense of duty towards somebody because you have a family together. But there's a need to liberate yourself from thinking that way, because no matter what you have with this person, a family, a house, whatever, it doesn't matter if they're not treating you correctly. There's a need to dedicate yourself to freeing yourself, to turn that sense of duty towards yourself, that sense of dedication towards yourself. Don't sit here and dedicate yourself to somebody who doesn't care, or to a situation that's not growing, right? Don't sit here watering and fertilizing a dead-ass plant. That's stupid. And I'm not calling you stupid, but I'm just saying, like, if you saw me watering a dead flower every day, you'd probably be like, you know, maybe don't, you know, why are you doing that? You could probably use your water other places or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So if you felt, you know, maybe you were super dedicated to somebody, or to something, but now you're being asked to dedicate towards your healing, right? Meditate on that heart chakra. Meditate on that sacral chakra. Sacral chakra is where emotions that we pent up go. Again, if this has to do with a relationship, emotions toward negative emotions or trauma toward the opposite sex or about the opposite sex, that can go there. Or even, you know, just all that stuff can, if you compartmentalize it, can sit in your sacral. The Cinderella magic card being reversed is about the time is now. Right? This is also about if you were doing magic to keep somebody around, or somebody was doing magic to keep you around, that's not working, right? It's not working anymore. It's not going to work. This jealousy card being reversed is just about, I think, you know, checking yourself. If you feel yourself, like I said, any negative emotions arising, don't allow those to become you, right? You maintain control. And I don't mean compartmentalize and rationalize everything and calling it control. I mean, you maintain control, as in feel your emotions. Let them out, but do not let them consume you and become you, right? When you are just acting out of jealousy, when you're letting your jealousy determine your actions, when you're letting your heartbreak determine your actions, when you're letting your anger at somebody determine your actions, you're not moving. You're not moving in a balanced, healed way. And you're not, you know, when you move like that, sometimes the results that you get are unbalanced and unhealed, right? So that's all I'm getting here. Hopefully that was helpful. Moving on. So this pile is the Raven's Wand Oracle. This is pile 4. Okay. So your themes. Ooh. So your themes, we have deep knowing and milk and honey. So I feel like this is about knowing something is coming, knowing that you have abundance coming, knowing intuitively that there's positivity or abundance or the results of your manifestations coming in your life, and needing to follow your intuition while you're waiting on it. Yeah, because it was clarified by the Tower reverse. So that's, yeah. So I feel like, you know, this is about knowing that you have abundance coming, but just the need to really follow your intuition until it does come, and just be still. And, you know, something about needing things to align, something about maybe the planets, having to do with the planets aligning. But I feel like it's more like you needing, like there's something that needs to align on your end or something first before things can happen. Or just something needs to align before your abundance comes in, period. So let me show you your tarot cards. So we have the Ace of Cups. I mean the Ace of Chalices, which are still cups. We have Knight of Wands reverse. We have Wheel of Fortune reverse. We have the Knave of Swords. We have Ten of Swords reverse. We have Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, the Knave of Chalices, right? So I feel like this is a really short message. I feel like this is, you know that you have abundance coming in. You know that there's something coming in for you. But if you also if you keep listening to your intuition will tell you why it's not coming in. And it's because there's something that needs to align. And maybe there is a need to listen to your intuition so that you can realize why it's not coming in. But yeah, I just feel like healing, you know, I feel like there's some sort of pause, and healing needs to be done before your blessings come in. Like, it's literally like, one second. This could be about healing your inner child. Inner child healing that needs to be done. Maybe you've been moving a lot, or doing a lot of something, or just yeah, I feel like you've been ungrounded, and you might have also been putting a lot of energy towards something else, or just moving around a lot in order to distract yourself from what needs to be done. So I feel like for the rest of this November, you will be doing that healing. I feel like you'll be forced into that pause. And in that pause, you will have realizations about yourself, and you will be healing. There's something about addressing what's keeping you stagnant. About needing to leave behind immaturity. Escapism. Childlike ways of thinking or doing things. Because I see a lot of knights, a lot of knaves, not a lot of kings, not a lot of queens, empresses, emperors, magicians. I don't see a lot of mature energies in this deck. I mean, in this pile. And I feel like it's because there's something that needs to heal. There's something that needs to grow. Some part of you that needs to mature. Some part of you that needs to grow. Something that needs to heal, right? Either one or multiple of those statements or whatever apply. And that's just being reinforced here with the Ten of Swords reversed. This could also be about healing codependency. This is about taking your power back, period. But for some of you, this could be about the need to heal codependency or abandonment issues. Or pain from your past. Maybe somebody left a while ago. Could be a mother figure. Could be your mother, a father, whatever. And I feel like after that healing, after picking yourself up, after that inner work, then you see the beginning of your abundance. You start to see your manifestations ground themselves. Like, it's like after you do your work, then the divine can now start bringing you things, right? Yeah, I just feel like once the healing is done, the divine starts bringing in whatever it is. For some of you, a love offer could be coming in, and it was moving very slowly, and maybe it arrives. For others of you, this is just about feeling healed, period. About getting just whatever, you know, whatever abundance that's meant for you. The emotional healing, the material, whatever. About getting all of that. If somebody is coming in, I would be careful, as they may not be completely mature. Or maybe no, that's not correct. If someone's coming in, make sure that if they come immaturely at all, that you don't let them do that. If that makes sense, like check them, make them correct themselves or make them dip. Another thing is the person coming in could have been extremely immature in the past. I'm seeing Pisces, Taurus. I'm seeing Gemini. Libra. Aquarius. Virgo. But mostly Pisces and Taurus and Gemini and Aquarius. And it looks like maybe they're coming in a new person. But that's literally it. Like that's the end of the reading. So with the way that's set up, I would say that if this person comes in, you may be unsure about them and you might not know what you're going to do, which is why the cards are not telling me what you're going to do, right? So that's up to you, right? It's up to you to make that decision. So I'm moving on to the guidance cards. So we have Taking to Heart. We have Winter's Throne. We have Piercing the Mist. Mistakes Teach Us. Old Ghosts. And Stepping Away. But I feel like this is like about, you know, healing your inner child during a pause. I feel like the Piercing the Mist card is about doing a lot of introspecting and really choosing to see things clearly. Really sitting with yourself, doing the work, doing the healing. You could be doing healing spell work at this time for yourself, listening to frequencies, doing meditations. You could be doing readings for yourself or your ancestors or God is divine or whatever is communicating with you. This pile, you might have some sort of supernatural or metaphysical, interesting metaphysical experiences. You might literally see spirits. Or experience the ghost of an old pet. Cats may be significant for you in ruins, like runes. Maybe you're working with runes. I think that's how you say it. The Mistakes Teach Us card, again, is about healing, about learning from your mistakes. And then the mistakes teach us right next to the old ghost card. Again, somebody might be trying to come back. Make sure that you've learned from your mistakes and that they've learned from theirs if you choose to let them in, right? You might be trying to run away from your past or from this person from your past. Like something from the past is attempting to follow you to the present. You might be trying to run away from it. That's all I'm getting though. So I'm gonna leave it there. Last pile number 5. That is this oracle. Less vampires, not less as in L-E-S-S, L-E-S, which is like lay or something. But anyway, the theme cards. So your themes, we have a leg up and we have time to go. I feel like this is talking about you having an opportunity to heal by leaving something, someone, something, some cycles, some ways of thinking, etc. behind. But it's time to go regardless. Take what you have and go. That's the theme I'm getting. But for some reason, I feel like you might be resisting going. I have a headache right now, and I feel like you might not be listening to your intuition. I feel kind of karmic energy. Like you're being guided to leave, but instead you're not. And there's a storm coming your way if you don't. And it's gonna come regardless. But you can leave before it hits. You know what I'm saying? You can get out of there. You don't have to brave the storm, because I think this storm is coming to destroy everything. Like that flood that was in the Bible. That one. You know, the one that destroyed everything. Like that. So let's get to your tarot cards. We have Knight of Discs reverse. We have Eight of Swords, which is interference in this deck. We have Knight of Swords reverse. We have Three of Cups. We have Queen of Wands. We have Two of Swords reverse. We have Queen of Discs. We have Ace of Discs. And Three of Pentacles reverse. Okay. So So the energy that I'm getting from this, honestly, another thing that I'm getting though is like you have the opportunity to go, and going would be the best thing for you, but instead you're trying to have your cake and eat it too. That's another energy that I'm getting. I'm honestly getting like third party energy. Someone being deceptive, being immature, not being truthful. Somebody attempting to start a third party. And if it's not you attempting to start that third party and you clicked on this, then somebody could be attempting to start a third party with you that you're unaware of. Either you're in a relationship with this person or you are the third that they're trying to add. It looks like a choice between this is about that, like about a third party. Maybe I feel like there's someone who would make good wife material, or husband material. They could be older. It looks like this person, this Queen of Discs person though, is kind of like not facing you. So I feel like you could already be involved with the Queen of Wands person. I feel like the energy of this person is like maybe they're fun. Maybe you guys have good sexual chemistry. It also seems like they could be domineering or bossy or controlling. And it looks like the Queen of Discs is more focused on herself and her kingdom. So Yeah, I just feel like there's a choice between two different energies. Maybe one older, one around your age or younger. One more mature, one less mature. The only way to have success in this situation is to make a decision. You need to choose the person that you know that you want deep down and put an end to the third party. Money or contracts could be keeping you trapped, or keeping the person trapped who's attempting to start the third party. That's what it looks like, though. It looks like that's your whole November. There's something that you need to make a choice between. If this is not about love, which I feel strongly that it probably is about people. If it's not about that, there's something that you know you need to choose. Like, you know you can't have both of them at the same time. I mean, you could, but not morally, if that makes sense. Not legally. Like, say you have a contract with somebody that says you cannot have another business partner, and then you start a new contract with somebody else, making them your business partner. Something like that, you know. There's just a need to be honest in the way that you're moving. Make sure that you're being honest in the way that you're moving, because either way, I feel like something's going to get cut out. And I feel like you don't want both of them to get cut out. But either way, something's going to get cut out. So make the choice, right? Third party situation is going to come to an end regardless, whatever it is, right? So make the decision for yourself. So let's move on to these oracle cards. We have Primal, reverse, Knowledge, Hope, The Call of the Night, Hunter, reverse, Immortal. And if this is not you starting a third party, somebody may be attempting to start a third party with you. And I feel like if you are anyone, that you are probably the Queen of Wands energy. And you need to let them go. And if this is you attempting to start a third party, there's somebody who has a hold over you. Could be a mother figure. They could have some sort of financial hold. But they have some sort of hold. There's something that they have over your head. Maybe a family is what they have over your head, or maybe your family has something over your head, or their family does. And I feel like that's playing into why you're making the decisions that you're making. Stop, though. Because regardless of why you're making the decision, there's still negative karmic consequences for dishonesty and doing the wrong thing. The right thing is not always the easy thing to do, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it, or that you get a pass for not doing it. But I feel like regardless, you will be giving in to some sort of urge that you're having, some sort of desire that you're having. It could be taboo. And if you're the one starting this third party, you could be starting it in the hopes that things will work. But there's a need for you to learn from your mistakes, and not to keep repeating the same cycles, right? If you know that somebody's not right for you, leave them behind. If you know that you want somebody else or something else, then tie up your loose ends and move toward that, right? Don't be dishonest. This Primal card being in reverse, I feel like your urges might get you in trouble. And if you do try to start a third party, that the person's that you're with is gonna find out. And things may turn kind of sour. If you are feeling pressured by a mother figure or a partner or your family or their family, it's still not an excuse, right? You don't have to let people have such a big influence on you. That's all I'm getting though. Again, I'm going to go back to this card. It's time to go. So go. It doesn't matter if you're the person in the relationship with the dishonest person, or if you're contracted with this dishonest person, or if you are the dishonest person. It's time for you to go. It's over. Okay? So, those are all the piles. I hope that was helpful for you guys. You know, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me in the comments, you know, if anything resonated or if it didn't, whatever. That's up to you. All my information for my social medias and all that stuff will be down below. I do post free tarot content on my social medias. But yeah, that's it. I hope that was helpful for you guys. If you have any ideas for the next video or whatever that you want to see, you can comment them down below. But yeah, like I said, like, dislike, comment, subscribe, don't subscribe, whatever. Thank you for watching. Have a great moon.